Welcome back, episode 120 of the Purple Rain podcast. A very somber episode to say the least. I'll just get out the way. This one
Mm,
will not be dedicated to Ed Reed. It'll be dedicated to two members of the flock that we unfortunately lost yesterday.
yeah.
Um, Very sad, obviously. Jaylon Ferguson and Tony Siragusa. I think, and this episode kind of talked about just remembering them. I don't think it's right to talk about football news. This is bigger than football. But
Yeah.
we'll get into the housekeeping stuff real quick. You can find him on Instagram and on Twitter at Sutton Def. You can find me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod, on Twitter at simplyas10. Find us both together on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. I'm just gonna throw it over to you real quick.
Yeah. Like you were saying, thank you guys so much for coming out to this episode 120 of the Purple Rain podcast. He got into most of the housekeeping stuff. Another thing, make sure you guys go ahead and like the video. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way early. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. We'd appreciate it. It helps us out a ton. One more thing as well, we would be remiss if we did not talk about our sponsor, Manscaped.
Yes.
Manscaped. You can see this kind of newspaper here. It says, "We save balls," and they are not lying. They're not
No.
lying. They got some pretty darn good products for below the belt male personal hygiene. They're actually the nation leader in that category, so there's that for you. So make sure you head over to manscaped.com and use our code PRP to save 20% off your Manscaped order, and you also get free shipping as well.
The
You also
kicker.
get free shipping. That's the kicker. We're gonna bring it up every single time. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's just talk about kind of what transpired yesterday. Today is what, Thursday, June the 23rd. On the 22nd of June, we got some bad news, like my guy Alex was talking about. In the morning, we found out that Jaylon Ferguson had passed away the night before at age 26, and I guess let's just start there since that was the first news that we got. Jaylon Ferguson, that news, when I woke up, I just kind of want to get your reaction to it as well, Alex. But when I woke up and I saw that news, I was scrolling through my Twitter feed and I see like Jonas Schaefer post like RIP Jaylon Ferguson, then with just pictures of him and his family, and I'm just like, yo, what is going on? Like, are you serious?
Right.
Like, this really
Right.
happened overnight? Like, one of our
Right.
outside linebackers, like
Right.
Sack Daddy Ferguson, like, I was devastated. My heart immediately, just kind of sunk for, his family, his friends,
Right.
people close to him, things like that. Because, I mean, the kid's 26. Nobody could have saw it coming, right? You know,
No.
like,
No.
you don't expect people that are in your life that are in their 20s to be passing the next day or the next week. But, that's why you just got to be thankful. You got to be thankful. And, I just kind of wanted to say to everybody, if there's people like loved ones that you have around you, just put your arms around them, let them know you love them,
Yeah.
because you just never know in this life. And it was just very sad news to hear. But I want to kind of get your reaction
Yeah.
to it as well, Alex.
Yeah. No. I woke up around like 8, I think, yesterday, and I have one like the Twitter notifications for the Ravens.
Yeah,
And it wasn't my alarm that set me off. It was the Twitter notifications from the Ravens retweeting all the players. And it's like, da da da. I'm like, why is this happening? So I like scrolled over, just like, I'm still like half asleep, and I saw, and it was Patrick Queen's tweet that they retweeted. I'm like, what? And I didn't know who it was. And I opened it up. I'm like, wait. So I go to like my homepage. You know how like it brings up what everybody's liked, and then there it
yeah,
was. I was like, there's no way this happened. And
mm,
then I'll be damned. I seen more and more. Then it keeps getting confirmed, and uh, definitely caught me off guard. I'll just say that.
yeah,
Kind of was shocked. Kind of still am in shock. Doesn't really feel real. I actually had the pleasure of meeting him even before he played a snap with the Ravens. And what a really just bright young guy that I mean, I say young as he was older than me, but definitely
mm,
had a smile on his face. Like when he was at a signing, kind of, I think it felt surreal to him because the smile literally never went off of his face, like at all. So that definitely sucks. Prayers to him and his family. I mean, screw losing a player. Lost a father, was lost, a
right,
son, a husband, a brother. Like,
yeah. It's definitely very rough, very heavy. I can only even imagine. I mean, we're talking about his friends, his family. Of course, our heart goes out to them, but his teammates as well.
yeah,
Patrick Queen had made a post that kind of was like made you go, damn. Kind of like he was talking to him, and he was talking to him. They were going back and forth about how it was supposed to be their year, they're up next, that sort of thing. And then for something like this to happen, just a complete 180 from what you were looking forward to with this person before
Right.
to this happening. It's just shocking.
Right.
And for that locker room, historically when people have passed in the Ravens, like within the Ravens franchise organization,
Yeah.
uh,
Trey Walker. I remember
yeah,
that.
we do a pretty good job at kind of rallying around each other, picking each other up. So that's something that I really do hope that, they'll be doing. Of course, going into training camp here soon, at the end of July, somewhere around then, there's going to be some heavy hearts. There's going to be
Yeah.
some heavy
Yeah.
hearts, and, definitely just praying for them.
Yeah, and there's like a meetup on Sunday at the stadium at like 12 to go and pay your respects. Unfortunately, I can't make that. I got something to do. But I thought that
Yeah,
was pretty cool by the Ravens fan base.
right.
Like not even like a team plan thing, like the fans did it on their own. And as much as this fan base can be very toxic, when it's serious, we all do rally together, which I really do appreciate. Um,
Right. Yeah.
but yeah, man, definitely caught me off guard. Definitely like, we I think both of us, I'll speak for both of us, like when we heard he came into the camp in a different, in different shape, probably one of the best players in shape. Like we're like, okay, like we really couldn't see what to happen because they're talking about like, well, why do we need another edge rusher when we have this, and this? These guys look so good.
Right.
That kind of, I think we're all banking on him to have a really good year. And
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, it was looking like one of those years where there was a lot of pressure that might have been put on him because, I think he was going into his last year on his rookie deal, I want to
and
say.
every edge rusher from the Ravens that like goes into their like contract year always balls out. Zadarius
Yeah.
Smith did it. Pernell McPhee did it, and they left and they got big contracts. I mean, who knows? He could have been next.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Um, wow, man. I mean, I really don't have too many words for it, my man. Into the Rain Gang, I see what you guys are saying in here. It's all love. Prayers up for his family, says Black Daniels. Yesterday was indeed rough. My guy Dre, all love in the flock. K Dog says
Indeed.
all love in the Rain Gang family. Yeah, man. I mean, and that's why, like, and I'll take the time to say this. This is why, like, I really appreciate this podcast, this platform that we have for each other, for not only me and Alex, but for you guys as well. So we can just come here, once, twice a week, and we can kind of just like fellowship and just, I don't know, just fellowship with each other. That's important,
Yeah.
It's important, especially in times like this, that we're able to come together and kind of, like I was saying before, rally around each other. So I'm grateful for you guys as well, especially
Yeah.
in times like this, where I know the love is here and the love is real.
Yeah, and like I know I can probably speak for you. I mean, we don't take this for granted. I mean,
No.
one thing I like about this is that I was lucky enough to have a family that like sports, and I know there's people out there that not everybody's family likes sports, and they have nobody to talk about it with. And I kind of think like that's where people like us come in, and we can talk about it. We're a whole big
Right.
family. We have the Ring Gang group chat, which is even more personal, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I definitely don't take any of this for granted.
Yeah.
Definitely, like that's why I cannot thank everybody enough for all the support that we have been shown and all the love.
Yeah. um of course, we don't know all the details of what happened, what transpired with Jaylon Ferguson's passing. Even that doesn't matter, like,
I could care less. I
right.
really, yeah,
Exactly. Just in case you were wondering, nobody knows yet. Like, they're
yeah,
still working through that sort of thing. But the important fact of the matter is that, like my guy Alex said earlier, somebody lost a son, a brother, a husband, like that, a partner. It's rough. It's rough. So yeah, definitely prayers going out to his family for sure. Let me see who else is in the chat here. We see I got my guy Don C is in the house.
the Don, the
The Don,
Don.
what's going on, man? Says what's up, Sutton and Alex. Appreciate you for coming through. Let's see. K Dog said history shows when we have bad shit happen, we win the big show. Or yeah, let's go do
Yeah,
this for Sack Daddy. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
2000, the whole Ray Lewis stuff. Then Jermaine Lewis, his son passed away, and then 2012, Art Modell passed, and
right.
Torrey Smith's brother was killed, and then even Ed Reed's brother, I think, was killed right before the Super Bowl in
Mm,
Louisiana. So we definitely do rally together. I'll be honest, like the whole Torrey Smith thing, like the fact he went off that game, like the night after,
that was
was
poetic. Yeah,
insane. That was insane. Or I think it was like the night of. It was crazy, absolutely crazy, man. So I mean, I have all the faith in the team. It's a brotherhood. We've talked about it. I can see the position groups are a brotherhood, um,
Yeah.
and even the way like former teammates were talking about it. I
Yeah.
saw Justin Ellis, Derek Wolf. I mean, know your feelings about most people's feelings, but
Right.
former teammates speaking highly of them definitely shows a lot about who they are.
Yeah. Definitely means a lot. Definitely means a lot. And I mean, we talk about what it does for the teammates, everybody else in the organization. I mean, you just touched on position groups. That outside linebacker, that edge rusher position group.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know they're definitely feeling it a little bit different since that was really like their brother. They're in meetings individually, like as a group.
right.
Breaking off from all the other position groups. So it's like they were kind of closer in a way. So I don't know, man. The hope is, of course, that they can rally around each other. Still have a good season because I think, and I didn't know Jaylon Ferguson, but I know based off of what I've seen people say about him, he was a really good competitor, wanted to win, and was willing to do what it takes to win. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm sure he would still want his brothers to go out there, perform, produce, and uh, I know he'll be watching over him doing that for sure. So yeah.
It's no secret he led the FBS in sacks all time
Hmm.
and still holds it. That didn't happen for no reason.
Yeah, yeah. My guy Simply actually put together a nice little tribute video for Jaylon Ferguson and put it on his YouTube channel. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Simply as 10. Check that out as well for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I watched it earlier. It was really good, man. It
thank
was
you.
really good.
Yeah, definitely hard to pick a song for it, but seeing everything, from a football standpoint,
Mm,
I mean, I hate making those videos. I really do. Um,
right, right.
but I mean, you could just see like there was definitely like he had it in him. Like it wasn't a fluke. Like then when he was on. And I thought the weirdest clip on there for me is when he sacked Dwayne Haskins. That that was weird because knowing now both of them, like,
Yeah, yeah. Nah, wow.
yeah,
That's crazy, man. Just to think these guys, I mean, so soon and so young, man. Like, dude, like I woke up the other day. I mean, I just had like this feeling, like, and I was just like, really just like, I don't know. Like I just had this uneasy feeling, and then just to read that like a day later, it's just I don't know. It just
bro.
kind of hit me
It's
hard. It hit me hard, bro.
see, I wish I could pull the text up because I actually was texting my girlfriend and I could not sleep one night. I woke up two different times from like really really weird dreams, like on
Yeah,
Monday or Tuesday. Like, and that's I'm it's crazy you said that because I will happily like find the text. I'm like I just slept so bad. It was like
yeah.
so it was both of
Like
us. So yeah, but
yeah, I mean, I literally I made the tweet like the other day, like 2 days ago. I said like as soon as I woke up, I was like, please be careful today, everybody, because I just had like this feeling, just like this
yeah,
off, uneasy feeling, and I don't know, dude. I don't know. This news was a lot. Of course, it wasn't just Jaylon Ferguson that we heard about yesterday. It was
uh,
also Ravens legend Tony Siragusa as well
yeah,
that passed away at age 55. Played with the Ravens for what 4 or 5 seasons I want to say,
yeah.
and won a Super Bowl. Won a Super Bowl with the Ravens.
Integral part of that 2000 defense.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I mean that came out of Brian Billick's mouth. The guy who
Yeah,
coached that team. So said we would not have won the Super Bowl without Tony Siragusa. You know, he was a leader of men, fierce competitor. And he was a really good run stopper as well. But a lot of our, and I was telling you this before we went live, Alex. Like a lot of our viewers might not remember Tony Siragusa all that
yeah,
well on the football field, but that's the thing about Tony Siragusa. He has so much energy and charisma that his career did not stop when he left the football field. In fact, he never
no,
left the football field. He was an
no,
analyst. He was an on the field analyst, like before, during games, and I used to look forward because I was probably like in my early teens, maybe something like that, when he was in his prime doing segments for Fox. I used to look
yep,
forward to seeing Tony Siragusa doing his segments, doing his pieces because he had great knowledge of the game, had great energy, great charisma, and he just got me excited for what I was about to watch. So
yeah,
on the football field, winning Super Bowls for my Ravens, and then off the football field, being a broadcaster or an analyst or that sort of thing on the field. I mean, just an all around amazing guy.
yeah. I know. I mean, when I think of him, just him like him hurting Rich Gann in the 2000 season. Actually, it's weird because like 2 weeks ago, I went back and watched a bunch of the 2000 games, Like it
Yeah.
was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was really bored, and like it popped up my recommended, and I went down this hill of just watching like the highlights and then watching the playoff game and seeing him, being an integral part against the Raiders in the AFC Championship game. And I think even on the Hard Knocks, I remember just watching that and just the pranks he was playing. Like those are like I think the most favorite type of players because they are just amazing on the field and off the field. Like they have that personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Dre says, definitely a character full of personality. And there's the ones who like they don't take life too seriously and they have fun with it. And that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Don't take it too seriously. And man, man, oh man, and I definitely that hit
Yeah.
me off. I mean, I was getting my haircut yesterday. I was in the chair and I saw people like grumbling about it. I'm like, what? Why not Goose? Not him.
Right. Yeah. It was that was also some devastating news as well. It was kind of like a one gut punch after another. Like this one really took the wind out of me. Goose, like
Yeah,
after getting the news about Jaylon earlier that day, yesterday was rough. Yesterday was rough for sure. Um, Let me
I,
see.
I kind of want to put a picture up real quick. I mean,
Sure,
when
sure.
when we're talking about Tony Siragusa, right? I mean,
Yeah.
this guy was on the sidelines analyzing games, looking like this. I mean, that's who he was in the
Right.
big fur coat, probably no shirt under with a nice big gold chain. That's who he was.
Yeah. Let's see. Zeke Okage says, "What's good, Purple Rain Gang? I hope y'all had a blessed day." And it continues on, and prayers go out to Jalen's family. Appreciate you for coming through, Zeke. Let's see. Sports Gaming YouTube says, like Don said, we need 45 and 98 on our helmets to honor Jalen and Goose. I think that would be pretty cool. Honor them this
I think
season.
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah. I think it should. It should happen. Because that's important. Let's see. Historically, they've done things like that.
Yeah, I know for our one coach that passed away. I know we had his initials on our helmet.
Right.
Then
Yeah.
Trey Walker, I think we had 25 on the helmet too.
They definitely had art for sure.
Oh yeah, Art was
Um,
on the jersey, man.
yep.
2012.
Yep. Let's see. Fortin Byron here says, I have a bad feeling when Engraven said after the last open practice that this has to be the worst time for a head coach. Harbaugh, when referring to a long break from mini camp to training camp. Did he say that? I'm not sure if he.
I
Well,
didn't. I probably didn't catch that video, but
hmm,
I agree with you. I mean,
yeah.
what's like a couple of weeks, you know?
Right. Yeah. That is a lot of time for whatever to happen. But
Yeah.
let's see. Fortune Byron also saying Goose and Sack Daddy will definitely be missed for sure. For sure. All day Esco in the house says, "What's up, PRP? What's going on,
What's going on,
Esco?
Esco?
Appreciate you for coming through." Um, yeah, guys. So again, this episode 120 of the Purple Rain podcast, mainly just remembering, Tony Siragusa, Jaylon Ferguson, two Ravens who were taken from us a little too soon,
Yeah.
in our eyes at least. I mean, it was all right timing at the end of the day, of course, but yeah, that's what we're mainly talking about in this video. Bryce H says, just dropping by tonight. Rest in paradise, J Ferg and Goose. Make sure y'all cherish your loved ones and value every moment, high and low.
Indeed, indeed. And I think if you if you haven't seen it, definitely go watch that Hard Knocks from the 2001 season with the
Yeah,
Ravens.
first one.
I know there's a couple of episodes on YouTube. I think with Goose, what kind of hits me like, so I grew up in Owings Mills. I grew up right near the training camp. And there was like a clip of him with his family at the Toys R Us, which is now I think a Hobby Lobby. And like
Mm,
I remember as a kid seeing that, like, oh my god, like I go to that same Toys R Us that this NFL player was at. And
yeah,
I was like, kind of hits a little hard now. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
yeah, yeah. It's crazy because I mean, Tony Siragusa, like you said, like growing up, that was somebody who we kind of grew up with and kind of learned football from. One of those type of guys,
yeah,
just by watching him on TV and to hear about news like that from a guy like that, and then to also hear about news from a guy from our era, a
from
guy
right now, you're
who's
right.
our age, right here, right now. Like I said, again, just two massive gut punches in one day. Yeah,
Gut punches off season. I mean, with Haskins
absolutely.
and then Gladney from the Vikings, and now this. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
and then John
Yeah.
Madden last September. Who? Yeah.
Mm. It's been a rough one for sure. Um, Black Daniel says I bought a lot of video games in that Toys R Us. That's funny.
A lot of PlayStation 2 games were bought there and
Yeah,
toys. My
yeah.
WWE action figures are probably all bought there. I'm not gonna lie.
Toys R Us was a pretty good store in hindsight, looking back on it. But there's no need for it anymore. I feel like kids aren't playing with toys; they're
Unfortunately,
playing with like electronics,
phones.
iPads, things
Yeah,
like that. You know?
got to get
Yeah,
back to the toys, man. Got to get
yeah.
back to that.
We gotta get back to being outside. You know,
Yeah, why
getting
don't
on the
why don't kids want to go outside? Bro, I still go outside at 23 years old playing soccer with all my like it's so much fun. Like,
yeah. It is like getting out there, getting active, but it's a lot easier to just kind of post up in the house on your game, just talking to your friends. Hey, you can still talk to your friends. You still
yeah,
get to
but
do something fun, and you get to do it in air conditioned. I don't know. Kids are lazy nowadays.
yeah, I mean you get to go play and then luckily like, near where we play soccer, we have like a
Mm.
snowball stand. Like, come on now. You
Mm,
go you go play sports and you go get like something nice to eat. Come on.
yeah. Let's see. Fortune Byron bringing up rest in peace to
Yeah,
Marion Barber and Demarius Thomas too. Yeah,
yeah,
those are two more for sure. Marion Barber was just a few weeks ago.
yeah.
And then Demarius Thomas, I remember he was a few months ago. Yeah, man, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Uh, Sports Gaming YouTube says I was not born yet, but my dad and brother showed me the 2000 defense and Goose, so I still got to see him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I know when I was growing up, I didn't watch cartoons on Saturday morning. I watched NFL Network. Like just watching all that. That's crazy.
you watch NFL Network on Saturday mornings.
Yep. Shout out to my
At like
dad.
like what
Yep.
age was this?
I was young. The football follies was my favorite. Oh my god, like the dumbass plays, the fumbles and all that. Like the old
Yeah,
NFL Network where it had like the blue, like when it would come up with
mm,
their name, and like Rich
yeah.
Eisen was like the main guy. That's all I would watch.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Black Dion says we still get outside, man. Like me and my young boy, I'd be trying to stay in the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like the video. Says Boz.
Yes. Yes.
Black Daniels also reminding get those likes up. Yeah, we'd appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming through to this
Thank you.
episode. Kind of in memoriam episode for Jaylon Ferguson and not Sack Day, but Tony Siragusa. Again, again, rest in peace to them. Don C bringing up a good
Oh,
point here. That 30 for
yeah.
30 is going to be some good stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're done
It's
production yet, but I don't know if they throw that in there. That'd be pretty cool though.
I think for Ravens personally, for me, I know it's not gonna reach to like how it reach most people, but seeing like Kobe Bryant talk about the Last Dance and seeing
Mm,
him and how I felt there is kind of how I'm gonna feel probably seeing Goose in the 30 for 30. It's gonna
yeah,
feel really weird because it's like I think they already interviewed Goose I think last month they were talking about. So now like definitely gonna hit different.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I can't wait to see that one because, like you said, I know they've already interviewed Goose. There's a lot of other, all time big name Ravens in there. So it's gonna be very, very entertaining, and I can't wait. Do you know when it drops though?
I think next year. I
Next
think next
year?
year.
Okay. Yeah. So they
I
definitely have
know
time to kind of include
the
that.
college football is dropping next year too.
Yeah.
NCAA. That would be
Yeah.
fun.
True. True. Um. Let's see. All right. So I think we've talked, a good amount for about what has recently transpired. Again, we'll just wrap it up like this, put it
Yeah.
in a nice bow. We here at the Purple Rain podcast are absolutely devastated at what happened. Yesterday the news that we received about Siragusa and Jaylon
Yeah.
Ferguson, and again, just kind of wrapping it all up. We want to let you guys know that we appreciate you guys. I can speak for me and Alex when I say this. We appreciate you guys for just being here for us constantly, allowing us to have this platform and just kind of um, rally around each other and just kind of talk football every week and just I don't know. It just feels like a family and a community,
Yeah.
and it's important, especially in times like this when as a family we go through loss, we suffer heartbreak, things like that. Just like when we lose a big game, like we get
Right.
eliminated from the playoffs, or we get on here and we get on here the next Monday, and it's the Purple Pain podcast, or somebody gets hurt. Like we share these moments together, and that's why it's really important that we, kind of do this podcast, and that's why I appreciate you guys. And I'll let Alex kind of put his last words on that too.
I mean, basically the same thing. I think it's just crazy that what, October 2020. I didn't even know this guy, and now like I consider him a brother because we talk 2 times a week for about an hour about football, life
Yeah.
stuff, everything, and then some. And
Yeah.
with you guys too, consider you guys family. So, and I mean, I see in the chat too. You guys have your conversations. You guys know each other from just typing, not even
Yeah.
talking like we're
And
talking.
I think
Which
that's
I
cool.
think, yeah, I think that's pretty awesome how we have a platform here. And I'll never, like I said, never take it for granted. You know, we are growing. Wish we were going crazy, going nuclear, but I get that
Yeah.
it's definitely a process, and I appreciate everybody that's on the ride along with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, just bringing up a couple of you guys' other comments in here from Sports Gaming YouTube says I was brought up on Ravens football and have been a fan ever since I can remember. Yeah,
Yeah,
man, and ever since when you become a fan of the Ravens, man, and you show that you're solid, you're with them for a few years, man, it's really a part of a family. And I can that's probably every NFL fan base, but I can't speak for every NFL fan base. I can speak for our fan base, and our fan base. There's just love everywhere. There's love absolutely everywhere. Um, yeah, I think Don C in here is talking about Studio 44. Says I didn't even watch Studio 44 yet because of yesterday's news.
yeah, it didn't. Like Byron said, it didn't come out. It was supposed to be
Yeah,
Bashadi on there, unfortunately, but they're gonna
yeah.
postpone that. I mean, for obvious reasons, definitely get that.
Let's see. Tamia Parker saying rest in peace. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely appreciate you for coming through. K Dog says we need a PRP get together at a game, put faces to the names. I would love that.
yeah,
I would
yeah. I gotta
absolutely
meet this
love that.
guy. I gotta meet this guy in person.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I think that we could do even if it isn't a game, like a preseason game or something other than that. Like remember we
Yeah,
went to the training camp,
yeah. If they have an open practice again, I know
open
I'll be
practice.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and then, or I know I'm going to one of the preseason games too. So
yeah. Dre here saying love you guys as a duo, always bringing great content. Appreciate you, Dre. I
thank
appreciate
you,
that.
Dre. Thank you.
Yeah. Maybe one day we can link up. We can get Dre in there. We can get my guy Black Daniels, a couple of other people in the chat. The Don might pull up, come through. My guy Boz. I don't know. Maybe we can get like a little 7-on-7 football game going. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, man, if Engraven runs that 7, I don't even have to play, bro. I just want to like meet everybody.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm
obviously, kind of
playing.
want to play, but
I'm playing.
the main point is hearing everybody. But how am I have to play? A little double move. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm gonna line up like across from you. Like you're gonna be receiver. I'm gonna be DV. I'm like we're gonna
No,
record that.
I'm gonna bring a nice soccer goal with me, and I'll be playing soccer to the side. That's my that's my
What?
number one sport playing. I'm gonna play soccer. You guys can
Oh
play.
man,
I'll play the football. You can play the football. No,
football.
I'll play the
Okay.
football.
Yeah. Let's see. Um, I just realized the NBA draft is tonight as well. You
It's
notice that?
crazy how like the NBA draft isn't marketed anywhere close to the NFL draft.
Yeah,
NFL draft is like a religion. It's a 3-day religion for fans.
right. Like I don't even know like the top three draft
No,
prospects from the NBA. I think one of them's like Chet Holmgren or something like
I
that.
think like goes. That sounds like a name from Timmy Turner.
Yeah,
Chet
it's
Home.
like the kid literally looks like Timmy Turner. It's like a skinny white guy. But I was hearing
But
news about him on ESPN. But I guess he's a baller though. I haven't
he
really.
wished he wished to be good at basketball from his fairy godparents and got number 1 overall pick. That's
I thought you couldn't wish for stuff like that on that show. There's like rules, right? You couldn't wish for like
yeah. The
superpowers or
the big
something.
pink book. The rules.
The
The
rules.
rules. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Cam Neal says, "Love y'all, PRP." 14, we love you too, Cam Neal. We appreciate you. 14 Byron says NBA draft picks get drafted at 2 and get traded the same day. LMAO.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't get that. I mean, we rarely see that in the NFL. Like,
right.
I think last one that happened was probably Eli Manning when
Yeah,
he didn't play at all. I mean, the whole Luca and Trey Young, and we saw that. Yeah.
yeah. Let's see. One last thing I wanted to touch on before we, because I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap after
Yeah.
this. We don't want to go too long tonight, but I wanted to, because you brought up the Drake album to me last time we
Indeed.
were on
Indeed.
here. I know you. It's been about a week. I know you've had some time to listen to it. What are your thoughts on it?
I love it.
You love it. See, a lot of
I
people don't. A lot of people hate it. I've heard some really mixed reviews. A lot of people saying like, "Oh, like this isn't what I was expecting from Drake." Like right before the summer, this stuff is like house music, whatever, whatever. Like
oh,
you're hating on it.
Bro, Massive. I've been Massive will be one of my number one played songs like at the end of the season. I love that song. Like the beat, like I'm not like a full EDM guy, but I can appreciate a nice house music. And
Yeah,
Drake did it. And he did
yeah.
it.
I mean, yeah, I really do. I really do like that song as well. I mean, I like the album as a whole too. I'm still kind of living with it. It's kind of growing on me, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I kind of like the direction he's going in. You know, I think Drake is he's different. He's unique because he's one of those artists where he can kind of take on multiple different genres and still kind of innovate this late in his career and still get good feedback from it. You know, like this man is 12 years, excuse me, like 12, 13 years into his career, and like he's making like not EDM music, but like kind of like house, like that
Yeah.
music. You know, a lot of people been saying that. Um, it still sounds good. It still sounds good.
Yeah.
Like I like that song "Text Go Green." I like the
Yep.
song "Keeper." Of course, he kind of rounded it all out with the 21 Savage feature at the end. That was a good track as well. Good to play on the car if you're that, you wanna kind of bump or whatever. But I thought it was a good album though. It was a good album.
Yeah. And I saw your tweet about the sirens. In the one song, there's no need to put sirens in a rap song or a song
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
just like, all right,
There's
come
no.
on, bro.
I'm listening. I'm like,
Right, I'm just like looking around, just making sure there's nobody in my rear view. I'm not about to get pulled over by flashing lights. Like, I hate
right.
when they do that. It's just,
It's
it's
not.
no
It's
reason.
not. It's not
It
needed
doesn't
at all.
add to the song. Like, how does it add to the
No.
song? It doesn't.
No. 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 That's how I
So
feel
yeah,
sometimes with the ending, like talking at the end of songs. I mean, God
yeah,
bless LMA. I love her. She talks at the end of all her songs.
yeah.
Baby, shut the hell up. We don't need to listen to it. I'll be honest with you.
Let me see. Dre in here says, "Hate to sound like a hater, but man, that was garbage." J Prime doubling down here says, "Man, that shit was
Honest.
mid, bro."
Like,
I love it. I love it. I get it though. I mean, because you're not. It's not like what you would normally expect
right.
from Drake. But I
Right.
mean, Drake is kind of like it's kind of like Apple. You know, the company Apple in the sense where like they don't necessarily give you what you want every single time, but over time you realize it's all you ever needed. You know,
Yeah.
like you let it live with you for a little while, and it's like, you know what, this isn't that bad. This isn't half
Yeah.
bad. You'll hear certain songs from that Drake album throughout this summer, because summer just started yesterday or the day before yesterday. You'll hear different songs throughout it, and some of them will grow on you. You know, just give it some time. Just give it some time, guys. You know.
There definitely have been songs that have grown on me. I think the album, I liked it when I first listened to it, but I get it. If I was looking for straight rap, I wouldn't like it either. But
Right.
who
Yeah.
knows?
Understandable. Understandable. Um, yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and leave it there for this episode of PRP. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming out. I know this was a shorter episode than usual, but you know we didn't want to talk too much about like the football stuff. We just kind of wanted to really have this in memoriam to Tony Siragusa and Jaylon Ferguson with a little bit of a lighter note at the end. But we appreciate you guys for coming through to this episode. If you're part of the hashtag Replay Gang, we appreciate you guys so much as well for coming out to this episode. Make sure you leave your comments down below. Also, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast, like you see down there. One more thing, make sure you go on manscaped.com and use the code
Yes.
PRP to save 20% off of your Manscaped order. You also get free shipping as well. Trust me, you will not regret it. You will not.
No, you won't. I mean, I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Before we get out of here, it looks like we have a super chat donation from Yolanda. Thank you,
Thank you,
Yolanda. Just
Yolanda. Thank you.
with
Thank
the shot clock cheese. We got the yellow bar
you.
and
Ooh.
everything. We love it. At the last second, says thank you for the stream. Take care, all. Thank you so much,
Thank
Yolanda.
you.
We appreciate you. That's love right there. Making it rain here on episode 120 of the Purple Rain podcast. With that being said, I'm gonna let my guy Alex take us out.
Thank you for coming through episode 120 of the Purple Rain podcast. It just wasn't right to talk about football. It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's bigger than everything. So thank you for coming through. I know it was a shorter stream, but just had to talk about it. And as always, stay
Yes.
positive, test negative. We love you all, and don't forget to
Never ever forget to call God, and also tell somebody you love them. We appreciate you guys. We're gonna catch you guys in the next